trees are green and overhanging, where the light free and everlasting.
Okay, I'm not going to honor kill anyone over this, but I've seen it blue and white. It's much better that way.
Alright.
So yeah, I mean, we can talk to... Or we can try talking to her again, but let's see if there's anything else to get.
The woman looks at nothing.
Huh? What is it?
Yeah, I guess not.
Nothing more. Okay. Yeah, it's not bad to talk to
Here we
people,
go.
you know. Oh, what is this?
This screen found, A to Z, Contemporain, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
Found lorry.
This must be the one he told us about, unless he was lying.
What's going
Look
on?
inside, yeah.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of a seat and 2 steering levers. Posters cover the small windows in the back. You can't make out what's on them.
All right.
It feels like you're peeking into someone's home residence. Inside it's private, cozy, warm, dusty too.
Try the handle.
The door is locked. The handle looks shiny, like it's recently replaced. There's no pick in this lock. The owner has put special care into it. It's a recessed design.
How are we going to get
Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside.
Wow. Really?
I mean, I guess we can pull that off. Excuse me. Okay.
This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
I mean,
Yeah, warrants don't exist in this world. Leave it be.
yeah, I guess. It's true. Are you going to try to smash the... Wow! Tool not equipped. Let's see what happens after we put it on. Yo, seeing 3%ers at this stage is kind of rough.
What did they actually update when we spoke to the shitty racist asshole? Did it just make the... Did it update? You know, it listed it as done. Yeah, okay. Let me just confirm.
Go down at Monday.
Jam mystery.
That one.
There we go.
Search for the lady driver's lorry cabin near the monument.
Yeah, okay, so it just updated.
Trying to buff up. Pry bar.
Where the fuck? There you go. We still haven't gotten a better pry bar. We're waiting on an improved version of it, or something along those lines.
This screen found, A to Z, Contemporain, is parked.
Physical instrument, we can do something
Oh,
about
hell
that.
yeah. We got a few thing-a-langs.
Definitely the wife beater.
Plus one.
Or
that's
that,
also a shirt.
same t-shirt.
Minus two.
-2.
Electrochem. Electrochem. Electro. Pain. Half-light.
Okay.
We're good.
Anything taking away?
+2.
Nope, that's it.
Physical instrument at 4. Come on.
This screen found, A to Z, Contemporary. Pry bar. You take a hard swing at the window. A loud thunk rings out and the pry bar bounces back.
Oh, that's
A
rough.
tiny spider web on the glass.
Shit.
Goddamn maggot. Drag your ass to the gym and do some reps right now.
I hope she's not nearby.
Looks like the window might be shatterproof. You may have to rethink your approach.
The window appears to be shatterproof.
Really? Hit it again.
Oh, you're gonna hurt yourself.
Another futile thunk sounds in the brisk coastal air.
That sounded weak.
This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
The lieutenant takes the pry bar from you and gestures for you to step back. Then, with short warning,
He smashes it into the window. Droplets of glass fly everywhere, shattering over the lorry floor and pavement. You can just reach in now.
nice.
It went better than I expected. Open it from the inside.
Open the door.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals. There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be.
Huh. Admire the posters.
These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century.
Interesting.
One of them particularly catches your eye. A centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, with a hint of amberette, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin.
Stop and wonder. What's that smell?
The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume. Probably Grenade number 5.
Study the centerfolds.
The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster.
Oh.
She's looking past the camera. A feeling of tenderness washes over you. A longing even, perhaps. And gentle tragedy. This is Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography, less known for her talent than her tragic, untimely death.
What happened to her?
She wasted away in a drug den called Door to the River, not far from here on Boogie Street, a mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world and the camera, too.
Oof. Okay, enough of the posters then.
The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat.
Examine the radio?
Yeah. Could be Marilyn Could be Marilyn Monroe. Could be Amy Winehouse.
Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
Why would anyone need so many radio stations?
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example.
Yeah.
This is all shortwave, UW and UKV.
Breaker. Got a great big convoy.
Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation, with quite a range too.
A 20-kilometer radius at least, perhaps extended by an attachable antenna that's not here right now.
Hollywood does need to burn, but Amy's lyrics did say, they tell me I should go to rehab, and I say no, no, no.
Yeah.
I mean,
Help needed.
anything we can do with the radio.
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without a dial key.
What else is here?
The ghostly actresses and the rusty toolbox under the driver's seat and the oddly bulging seat cover.
Check the pedals.
You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle. Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Looks like the driver has glued a piece of sandpaper to the throttle to offer some extra grip.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
The sandpaper would also rub off the pattern from the driver's right boot sole.
Oh, interesting.
Yes?
He likes where this is going.
One of the footprints at the crime scene had an aberration. One sole was smoother than the other.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching.
The lieutenant's eyes light up behind his prescription lens.
Ruby.
And she's also the one running the drug trade. What a handful.
Where's the drug smuggling now this? How deep does the rabbit hole go?
Women, always up to something.
Woe, men. Men of woe.
Looks like her, yes. This looks like proof the missing eighth person at the lynching was Ruby. Do you think that Hardie and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation?
Those jerks, definitely.
I think the entire union is involved. Maybe even all of Martinez.
Look around. Not necessarily. Ruby could have kept the drug trade a secret.
This would fit what Joyce told us, but I don't want to make any assumptions.
All of it.
We should talk with Titus, see what he's got to say on the matter. Are we finished with the lorry?
He writes something down into his little notebook.
We live in a very drug-positive world. I have no reason to believe that, like at the end of the day, the only people really looking down on drugs are Kim and us. The fourth wall, you know?
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. The radio
People from
transmitter
another
sits on the
universe.
center console, and a faint smell of perfume is in the air.
Peel off the cover of the passenger seat.
Voila! A stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachol. Some of its routes and highways have been outlined with a pen.
Bonne prise.
Commander, the lieutenant commends you as you shift through the treasure. Well worn, folded it into neat squares.
Fold open the topmost map.
This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South. Toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there are scant few ways of getting onto the elevated motorway that runs over Jamrock, and this person knows them all.
The design of motor carriages is scary because look how detached these wheels are.
Yeah.
It feels like they can be, like, you know, something can go wrong a lot easier because they're less secure and not exactly completely underneath or inside of where it would be on a car.
Like the suspension?
Yeah, it's basically all resting on the suspension there, and like anything that goes wrong with one of those frames, and you're dead.
There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881. High above the mess of brown and red roofs, that is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. The world ceases to exist outside the windshield.
Where does the road lead?
To Couron, through the middle-income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella Maris and La Delta for work, while the men and women of Jamrock scuttle to their fates below the road.
Fold open the second map.
This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system of storm sewers underneath a sub-district called the Pox, old military hospital, right adjacent to the 41st precinct. No storm will ever drown Revachol, the great solution to the riddle of history. Wind rips through the empty hallways of the once great military hospital, now just a ruin under an overgrown park. Beneath the hospital, great sewer tunnels hum and vibrate with life of their own.
What's that sound?
Inland nationalist empire.
The rattle of motor carriages and lorries driving through long forgotten tunnels, lit by gaslights.
Whoa. Yeah, there's a network under there, huh?
I mean, it can't be wilder than crossing the pale in a boat. But let's hear about it.
The final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of Motorway 881. A few routes have been marked with a pen, where the tunnels and sewers surface near the eminent domain and a traffic island in central Jamrock by the lake. These service tunnels were probably used during the construction of the foundation beneath the motorway. Despite the cold, figures move about cloaked in shadow, their breath escaping in white clouds that fade into the darkness. Wherever you look, the night gives cover to her messengers.
Where are they going?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Looking at a map would elicit this with shivers that high. That makes sense.
They travel from eminent domain to perdition and onto the main, over the river Esperance, on Route 881 to the Old South. The exit ramp is supposed to be shut down, but there's much activity. The road spreads like the tentacles of a great octopus. Looks like the smugglers have infiltrated the road network belonging to East Motor Tract.
The smugglers have infiltrated the motor tract.
So it would seem.
The lieutenant examines the map with a furrowed brow.
The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them.
Where does the contraband end up?
Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague enough. It doesn't reveal much about the Besmerti behind it.
Besmerti? That sounds vaguely familiar.
The Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 Revacholian Indo-tribes, but really they're just violent gangs vying for control on the west side of Revachol. With cool names like La Puta Madre and Aura Mazda, it's a dark parody.
Who do you think is behind this?
It's definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. This operation has spread everywhere in Jamrock. If it's that widespread, then Madre remains the most likely suspect. Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is a brave man for saying Madre's name without the winces and whispers that usually accompany it.
Best not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick this up later.
The stack of maps looks just like before, barely noticeable. The movie stars look silently by, and the pull-out toolbox has a rubber handle, worn from years of use. A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper.
Unfold the newspaper.
It's an issue of Peripherique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages.
Pick up the note.
It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
His thought trails off.
Unfold the newspaper.
It's an issue of Peripherique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages.
Pick up the note.
It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine.
It's the same
Complex
thing.
mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Posters, a radio, dust on the windows. He closed the rusty old lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce?
Yeah?
Interesting.
What's on your mind, Kim? Yo.
Alright, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
Seems like something police would do. What do you think of all this, Kim?
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter. particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net.
This means it's well funded. Technology like that, a major player must be financing it.
Weren't we like learning earlier too about like that that radio game where the DM could talk to everybody?
Yes. Very much so. Yeah.
I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks. Oh, and the maps we found. They reveal the geographical extent of the operation. Looks like they've used abandoned tunnels and access roads to stay hidden. This is useful info. And last but not least, it looks like the Hardie boys knew this driver, as we know that she was present at the lynching. This may be the Union connection we've been searching for.
The probe and the case converged, he thinks. This was quite the find.
Classia might have been right about Ruby. She looks awfully a lot like one of the poster girls in the cabin.
So it turns out this is connected to the Union.
Will the RCM open an investigation?
Perhaps you're right. This is one connection I find a little dubious, to be honest. I prefer not to profile people's emotions. Perhaps it's because I'm not very good at it, but still.
Actually, he's not bad at it at all. He just doesn't like flimsy connections, especially of this kind.
Like Joyce told us, yes, logistically. But don't expect to bust this open during our stay here. At best, this is an angle we can use against them to other ends as extra ammunition. We should return to the murder case, see what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that.
He stops to think.
What are you thinking?
The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madre grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome.
Corruption?
All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either.
Okay. Debrief over?
Debrief over. After you.
I love talking with Kim.
It was good. Good old police work.
Damn.
Alright. Let's have a quick howdy do with the man over here.
I saw you poking
Whoa.
around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble?
Wait, so you did know something about who's smuggling drugs around here?
Nah, man. I was telling you the truth. I really didn't think it'd be her. She's okay. Sort of troubled, but still, a nice person.
So that's what that emotion was before. It was wishful thinking.
What else do you know about her?
Nothing. We just talked a bit. About life and stuff. She left me a key so I can park a lorry if the jam broke. So, she in trouble or what?
No trouble. She's going to be fine.
There's going to be an investigation.
Sorry, man. I can't disclose the facts of an official investigation to you.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's that bad. Man, what should I do? What should I do to help her?
No need for you to do anything. Don't worry. The police are looking into it.
Last thing we need is more civilians involved.
I really don't know.
Damn. I always warned her to watch herself. Man. Nothing to do now, I guess. Maybe I should just keep my head down and work on my rhymes while I can.
I'm not going to lie to the guy if I don't know how it's going to go. You know? It's how I'm feeling.
What's the plan with those rhymes anyway?
Oh, you know. Tommy Leham's gonna be a musician. Sprechgesang, but with beats. I've got a lot of free time on the road to hone my craft.
The correct grammar is Tommy Lahom.
Lom.
Thank you, Rhetoric.
Why Tommy Lom?
Tommy Lam was taken. My real name's Jerry Lafitte. Tommy's way better.
What a poser. Jerry. God.
Jerry Legat.
once more him.
Jerry Lemec.
Lemec, I was just about to, I was gonna go for like Marty Lemec. yeah, that's right. That was next.
Oh my god. Alright, I had
The
another
man
question.
taps his
See you later.
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Let's go see Titus. Titus, what's up?
Yes, we're French. His name's L'Homme. We're gonna talk about it. Titus, I hope, will become begrudgingly helpful and not just continue to be a piece of shit.
It's you again.
Yeah, get off that
What
stupid
is it?
table. Come here.
Do you like how I'm dressed? Whew.
Guess what? I've connected you to the local drug trade.
Ooh. And then we got this. Alright, well, let's do that first.
Like hell you have. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in precinct
Yeah.
41 Kilo.
Talk that talk while you can.
I never said they were, Titus. I never said they were.
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock?
My favorite defense is, what about why? It's like, I don't have to defend why for X to be true.
The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grâce?
No, the thunder is his. Leave it to the lieutenant.
You're right. There's no local drug trade except you.
No, do the honor. You've earned it.
Forget it. I need to never own up to it.
Thank you. You're right, Titus. There is no local drug trade because it's all controlled by you. You're the drug trade.
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street.
He rubs his jaw, smiling.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs, the dealers, even some of the junkies.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course.
He grins.
Yes, but that just sends everyone else to Jamrock, doesn't it?
You just diverted the flow to Jamrock. You've made it our problem.
This is disgusting. You're admitting to profiting off of poisoning your own people.
That's kind of where it's going, where it's like you're such a for the people figure. You go on and on and on about your job of being the real police and shit. You know? Good idea. People are always going to do drugs. At least this way you have some control over it.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that. I know for a fact there are still plenty of drugs out there.
Boo fucking who. People will always be taking drugs. Might as well do it clean and organized.
You're not exactly a safe injection site there, Titus.
Yeah, that's what the labor movement is all about. Clean and organized. And the Hardie boys are running it.
Theoretically, of course. We're just talking politics here.
Politics.
My answer to your drug accusation is, how dare you? Go fuck yourself.
Okay.
And what's this about Ruby? Is she the 8th Hardie that runs this thing for you?
You sure do love long walks through Theory Town, don't you? Well, I'm thirsty now. thirsty for beer. Got any less theoretical questions, Cop?
He doesn't let it show, but must be a little impressed. You've put a lot of things together fast. He's practically saying yes. A yes to everything you said.
It's true. We've been coming in and out of that room, and every time we're like, "Yo, Titus, we gotta talk with you."
Boop, 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 boop. Found a key in Union Box. Saw the winch outside. Staged like a play. Reconstructed murder case. Found sniper rifle. Antique rifle. Classia gave motive. Secret route found. Ruby is a drug dealer established. That's a lot of fucking logic evidence.
A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostel cafeteria is lit by its airy blaze. Floor plans, bullet trajectories, webs of human emotion, all channeled into a single thought.
Why are you so sure Ruby didn't off him?
Because she was here all night with us.
He's cobbling together shit so he can put her away. It's Cop 101.
She was here all night? 12:25 to 12:15? She was here during all that time?
Wait, the audio didn't match.
11:30 to
subs.
12:15.
Yeah.
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
He points to the karaoke stage.
She didn't go to the toilet?
She didn't go to the bar for a drink.
Didn't go out for fresh air for one smoke?
No.
That's a lie.
You know that's not the case.
All right. She took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out too. She has an operation to run from her lorry. We're not getting into what that operation is again, Cop.
That's probably for the best. Don't break your stride now.
And just 'cause she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got to the roof and shot him. I've been through this. It's not plausible.
All right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. Now let's place her on that roof.
We didn't actually finish in the sniper perch location examinations,
No, we did not.
though.
You got his attention. Now don't ruin it by making weird claims. Remember, you can still mess this up.
Thank you, suggestion. You do agree the shot came from the roof, right?
A skilled Sambo artist could have climbed the outer wall like a spider.
There's a secret route in the kitchen that leads straight to the roof.
Have you noticed the winched outback on the outer wall of the whirling?
How?
He looks sincerely curious.
Through what looks like an abandoned pinball workshop.
People say there was a pinball arcade here, sometime before the hostel. What was it called, Theo?
East Delta Pinball Arcade. Weird place. Went bankrupt.
Weird? How? You're wearing the pinball maker's coat.
What do you mean weird, Theo?
No time to waste. But I want to know. I'm wearing his coat. That's a pretty nice touch.
Was run by a fella called Nerflock something, who wore a yellow dust coat like the one you have on right now. Weird guy. Never liked him.
Knife locks.
Okay, but how'd you get up? There's no room for a staircase in this building. Or an elevator, for that matter.
Funny you mention it.
The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter used for moving pinball machines up and down from the workshop.
Good one, Kim.
Thank you.
The lieutenant is glad he got the floor plan right there.
From there, a door leads straight to the roof. You can just step outside.
Ruby could have gone up, shot him, come down. All under 7 minutes.
That's quite the theory. We need to have a look at that secret passage, boys.
I'm on it, boss. Right when the law clears, me and Angus are going up there.
It's a dumbwaiter, not an industrial lift. How about I go instead of...
Just now. You got something else to back this route up? Or is that it?
Have we firmly established Ruby could have had access to the roof where the man was shot?
Firmly doesn't go well with could've. There's a route to the roof. Me and the boys need to check it out. That's what we established. But a route does not put that bullet in his head. A gun does that. And Ruby doesn't carry one.
Phase 2. Murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, then at least a shadow of a doubt. In the shape of a gun. Just don't contradict yourself. If it doesn't sound like Ruby did it, maybe keep it to yourself.
We've already established Ruby's running drugs. She could have smuggled guns too.
I've analyzed the bullet that killed him. It was jacketed.
There's a small 28% chance that the shot came from beyond the roof.
Show them the antique rifle. There are weapons like this just lying around in Martinez.
The local pawn shop sold my lost gun to a woman. Maybe it was her. I'm thinking 4 or 1. We actually have the 4, so that wouldn't be too bad either.
That looks antique. A Belle McGrave. It's inoperable. Where'd you get it?
Takes the gun, inspects it, and hands it back to you.
There's a cellar under the bookshop. It was hidden there with the others just like it.
20, maybe 30 rifles, Titus. Also broken, but still, there were too many. And there must be other caches too.
God damn it. We need to close that dump down for good.
Okay, I see your point. There are guns lying around. Damn it. I thought we'd found all the old spots. Why was that still there?
We just missed one. Ruby doesn't know this place, boss. Just these cops digging up shit.
Right.
1. Although we had that established, so. I didn't say I'd prove she had the murder weapon, just that we need to find her.
This will move on, right?
It will move on. The bullet was jacketed.
So...
The man shrugs and looks at you.
So it had to come from a breech-loading rifle. Military grade. Not even you militia monkeys have those. This goes against your short-range theory. If the murder weapon was military grade, how did Ruby get it?
You just showed him a breech loading gun.
I just showed you a breech loader that any child could have.
Just because it's rare doesn't mean you can't get it.
I'm just being upfront with what I know.
You're right, I've never solved this case. It's too complicated.
A broken old broomstick is what you showed me. But point taken.
He nods.
Time to really close the deal. Show them the bullet.
This is the bullet that did it. 4.46 millimeters. The Belle McGrave uses the same caliber.
The blonde man looks at the mushroomed deathbringer in the evidence bag and says,
Yeah, the bitch is jacketed all right. 4 millimeter too.
Whoa. Well, goddamn. It's not proof, but it's a possible murder weapon. Close to her. Too damn close.
His eyes follow the evidence back in your pocket.
You have been thorough. I'll give you that.
Okay. Do we need to hit 1, or do you think we're good? I mean, she didn't have to smuggle it. We already know that she could have found one, so.
God damn. That's just about your favorite topic, isn't it? Every fucking 5 seconds.
You were warned not to bring it up. Your best shot here is to just back out of it.
All I'm saying is, from what I saw in her cabin, she'd have no trouble with getting a gun.
Fine, Titus. I'm not getting into it if it touches on your precious business.
Okay, cop. She's got connections. I could see how she could have access to a gun. That still doesn't mean she did.
That's all you needed. Doubt.
Great. Didn't say I'd prove it. We just need to find her.
All right. Keep talking. I'm getting a bit curious about some things myself.
Pete, we're not seriously considering it, are we? Ruby wouldn't do this. Why would she do something like this?
He almost gets up from his seat.
Phase 3. Motive. The last component. The big one. Get this and they'll give her to you. Remember, don't piss him off. That never works.
Alright, suggestion. It's not why did she kill him, it's why did she organize the cover-up.
Before I arrested Classia, she told me some pretty interesting things about Ruby.
Maybe it's all part of a leadership challenge against you, Titus.
When Classia came downstairs, Ruby appeared to know that something was wrong. Alright. 1 and 4 are pretty good. Let's go with 4 for starters.
Nah, man. That's just Ruby. She's got shit under control. That's her whole thing. That's why she's so good.
Plus, man, it's like female intuition, you know. Women talk to women. Which is sort of why we need someone on the team who they talk to.
Peeks at Titus.
Eugene wants a woman on the team so they can do their job. That must be hard. Half of Martinez is female.
Yes, roll your eyes. Female intuition. That's what it was. You're right, Eugene.
Yeah, she's just got her shit together. That's how she knew.
Or she knew what happened because she killed him. You can go sarcastic. Sure.
Yeah, some people have their shit together. Unlike you. What's wrong with that?
Wishful thinking has no place in a police investigation.
The lieutenant tells Alain, his voice mild but firm.
The more logical conclusion that you wish to avoid is that she knew what had happened because she did it.
It's not why. Okay.
And I suppose you have a theory on that.
She could have been covering up for herself, Titus.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it? The hanging. You went along, but she suggested it.
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit. Right when she came back downstairs.
Well, good job, Shanky.
Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan if I'd have been first.
Time for a logics demonstration.
Eugene, let's assume you killed him.
Shanky, let's assume you killed him.
Titus, let's assume you... Oh, Shanky. We're going Shanky.
I didn't do it, fucker. It wasn't my plan.
You probably did, though.
It's just a thought experiment. Think, Shanky. You killed him. You got up there, shot him, cut down.
Would you prefer to go on trial with your buddies as part of a lynch mob or alone for committing murder?
Fuck you, man. I would never fuck my guys over like that.
He squeaks with indignation.
She didn't either. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you defending her? This is fucking stupid, Titus.
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us in this shit.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town. This is good.
Where do we go from here?
Not 2 or 3. Titus, you have to see it. Things don't add up. We need to talk to her.
Silence. He looks around the room. The old man in the corner nods. A very small nod. And a trickle of tobacco spit on his lip. This is the only option he cares for.
Opinion.
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. Ever since you asked me where she is. Add it to your list of suspicions, if you want.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. The whole like talking about her possibly being interested in women might go down a path that would piss Titus off. So I was like, let me avoid those answers playing into what the suggestions were saying.
Okay.
But it does have its potential, like, connection. But that's the reason why I skipped it.
Okay. You don't want to piss him off. That's fine.
They suggested not to.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared, too. Wouldn't tell me where. However, hard, I asked. Want to know why?
Why?
She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now, I probably would.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior, why fleeing is always incriminatory.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that.
When did she leave?
Friday afternoon, when you first arrived. I got word the RCM was in town. Then she came in to see me. Told me she was leaving. That's when we had our little conversation.
What was she scared of?
I told you. You.
Me as in the RCM?
Me personally?
Yes, you. The cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes.
Hell yeah.
And a hole in his heart. That first.
And a hole in his heart.
No wonder she's afraid. I have come to declare the ending of a human experiment.
She probably knew me from my singing days.
I'm sorry. God, why does everything flee at the sight of my shadow?
I had no idea she'd be scared. I'm just a normal cop with regular thoughts in his head.
Why not? You suck on that gun like someone tore you a brand new asshole.
True, I guess you saw it too.
I'm fucking killing myself, you whore!
Oh man.
Apocalypse.
Sure, the human experiment. That's real funny.
He looks at you without smiling.
You know, when I first saw you limping here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But now I'm not so sure.
Yeah?
What else did Ruby tell you about me?
She said you have a funny taste in clothes and that you won't stop.
Won't stop.
Until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener, that you play suspects against each other, open them up like cans.
Fucking hell. Titus, did he just?
The tattooed man shakes his head.
Open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it, whack him, or we can go on with our lives. I'm having a go on with our lives kind of day, Al. How about you?
It's not an actual question. Silence. He nods.
Is that true, Kim? Am I a can opener?
You are insistent.
Anything else? Anything?
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips. This called Titus, this called he. But she was too scared.
Any clues on where she went?
She's not far. We know that much. She didn't take her lorry. So, she's on foot.
Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place like the back of her hand. You'll never find her.
Yeah, Al. And we won't either.
She's not really a Hardie candidate anymore, is she?
She's not, Glenn.
Have you looked for her?
A little. On the coast.
Where have you looked for her, more precisely?
More precisely, on the coast, past the waterlog. She's not here, so I'm thinking she's there.
Can you tell me where on the coast I should start looking?
Sure, there's some shit houses there, a cinder block town. The fisherfolk there refuse to unionize, so that's one place we haven't looked. I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash. Time for you to step up.
We will start there. One more question. What does Ruby look like?
Boyish, hair's red, dyed. She looks like a lorry man.
Okay. Do you know what she's doing with Yulan frequencies?
The what now? I have no idea. Boys?
She said she's building A pale emitter.
Okay.
What?
We were talking about radio equipment. She said she's doing Ulan frequencies at a pale something. I don't know more.
This guy barely understands what he's talking about.
There you have it. Pale something.
Titus puts an end to it.
Pale emitter, you say?
It feels like you'll get to know soon enough.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. All right. Nothing to worry about there. Not much, but it'll do. Go.
It'll have to.
He puts his hand out. Will you shake it or will you walk away?
How do you feel?
Woof.
That's a complicated handshake.
That is a complicated handshake. I need to think about it.
That's a complicated handshake.
With all that we've been through.
You broke him, though. You broke him. You thoroughly, completely, and utterly broke him. You won at every single turn. And nothing he was able to say or do got him out of the shit. You squeezed every last drop out of him that you possibly could.
You know what? He hated us at first. Like you said, we broke him down. He put the hand out. I guess it's fair that we shake it.
He's saying, after talking shit.
We're talking all this mad shit.
After going online and talking mad shit.
Face to face.
And then you 10-0'd him. And he went GG.
GG, shake my hand.
Yeah. Right?
Do it. Yeah, I think it's deserving of a handshake.
Because it's either shake the hand or Viscat.
Yo, yeah, you need some mouthwash?
Yo, the next time you forget the taste of my dick in your mouth.
Oh, legendary. That's a legendary check. Shake
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite.
GG. GG.